Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to another episode of Top Tier Talk. Elliot, 5-2 against West Ham. We're going to start with you. 4-0 up and flying, brought it back to 4-2, but all of the goals were in the first half. Saka securing the 5-2 win. Take it away.
Absolutely. Funny game that, honestly. 7 goals in the first half. I think someone brought up a stat at match of the day afterwards, basically saying this only happened 3 other times in Premier League history. It was a lot of back and forth, bit of pinball action towards like the 30th and 40th minute. Um, but to be fair, I think for the first kind of 4 goals that we've secured against them, we just seemed to be all over them. It seemed to be a repeat of what we did to them last season, 6-0. I'm not too sure what kind of went wrong with them. I think the whole Soucek Paqueta kind of business in midfield just wasn't seem to be working for them for some reason. Like every kind of pass just wasn't working. Like it kept going against us. Like for example, we just hit that. I think Paqueta tried to keep passing it left and right, and then somehow Odegaard was always there and basically putting in fantastic passes. But I'll be honest, it seemed to be the case that as soon as we went 4-0 up, we were like, oh, here we go, walk in the park, Sunday League game, here we go. And I think, like, no disrespect to any other players, but we kind of switched off a bit. And I think we got exposed on our left-hand side a bit. Calafiori got a little bit tiny exposed. Maybe I could be wrong, a little bit harsh, but I guess I've got to kind of look at what I saw. And yeah, look, we conceded 2 quick goals in quick succession there, and then
I
obviously that
think
must have flicked us back on. And then all of a sudden we went to the other end and got another goal. Um,
I was
I
going to
think it
say
was a case. Is gone. Yeah, gone.
I
Gone.
was going to say, like, when you were talking about the goals, we see it from we've mentioned it from City before, obviously not as much now, losing whatever it is, seven in a row. But they'll go 3 or 4 nil up. The other team will score a couple of goals, and they'll go, actually, we're just going to score another one to shut you up. Like you've now got the ability to do that. And
Mhm.
also, as brilliant as a free kick it was lucky to go with the underside of the bar and bounce in as opposed to bounce out. So that could have got that still at
I
four
thought it was
one.
a perfect free kick.
Oh
It's
yeah, no, but the City thing
yeah,
was
look,
fine, where it hits the bar and comes back out at 4-1 again.
yeah.
I don't
It
think they
was.
score the second, and there wasn't that 5 minute spell before you scored again. So,
I
but
think it
again,
was a case. I think it was a case where they were very lucky to get that free kick, in my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong, boys. I think Rice got the ball fair and square. No doubt,
I think
no
that's a
word
fair
against.
assessment. I think that's
Yeah,
fair.
well, I think there was a couple of that during the game as well.
no bad mouthing against the free kick. As Amir said, fantastic free kick. You got to just go. Yeah, look, fair enough, good goal. Move on. Let's keep at him now this time. But yeah, no, it shouldn't be a free kick anyway. We got the 3 points. I was pretty confident going into this game. We always seem to do well against West Ham away. It seems to be they have a continuous vendetta against us now because of Declan Rice, so they're continually trying to push against us, and it goes horribly wrong for them. So yeah, so now obviously pretty confident now. We still seem to be looking good. Hopefully we can continue our set piece masterclass going forward. Gabriel, another goal for him. He seems to be on the ball towards becoming one of the top defending scorers this season, which is very good.
He's on what, 6 goals? I think we discussed this. I think I asked you, didn't I? I was like, do you reckon he'll hit 10 goals this season? And he's on what,
Who
six
knows?
now?
Maybe. Why not? Like he is such a force to be reckoned with. Where every corner is so hard to defend against. He's too quick. And then let's say, for example, the ball's coming in. How do you stop him without giving away a penalty? It's not possible. We've
Yeah.
discussed this. But yeah, look, pretty happy with that. I guess, as I say, we just got to focus on those areas where when we seem complacent and when we seem happy with the results so far, we can't switch off. This is the Premier League. Continue doing what you do for 90 minutes. That's what you get paid for. And then yeah, look, we got Man United now on the Wednesday, midweek fixture, which is I think it's
Man,
at
Man,
home if I'm not mistaken.
it is non-biased Man United, Arsenal combined 11. Elliot, take it away. Just your team. Based on current form.
Non-bias.
Yeah,
Okay.
non-biased.
Uh, I mean, it's a toss-up between Raya and Onana. You can give it a coin flip wherever you want. I mean, both keepers have been outstanding this season. Um, right back, Timber. I think Timber's, if not the best right back in the league right now. Um, Centre backs. Do you not agree?
No, I don't.
Who do you think's the best right back in the league?
Probably Trent.
In my opinion, as I say, it could be a little bit of bias in there, but I think Timber is. Centre backs, unfortunately, in my opinion, I don't think Man United definitely gets into the Saliba and Gabriel dominant partnership, but I do think Mazraoui gets in a left back for sure, 100%. That boy's unstoppable for United. In the midfield, I guess, I mean, you can't really put Bruno in, can you, over Odegaard unless you want to? But then I guess I'm going to stick to my guns here. It's non-biased. I mean, I'm just seeing what I'm seeing this season. Partey this season has been absolutely 10 out of 10 performances of every way, shape, or form. I think he gets in that team. If you want to interchange anyone, it's got to be Rice.
Sorry, just to
But
jump
then
in,
Rice has
Elliot.
been good.
Just to jump in. Arsenal have just drawn Manchester United at home in the FA Cup.
Hmm.
That's
Just
right.
just to jump in on the context of the Arsenal Man
Well, there
United
we go.
combined
A
11.
double whammy. So we'll show them what's good in the Premier League, and then we'll show them again in the FA Cup. That, to be fair, the FA Cup they'll probably play their heart out against us, blessing us. They always do. But yeah, no, getting back to it, I think Rice, Partey, Odegaard, and then yeah, I guess up front, Saka, Havertz, Martinet. Could you fit a left wing Man United player
With
in?
Rashford over the last two games, really.
I guess.
So it's a
Martinet.
fairly dominant Arsenal 11 is what you're going for.
Yeah, absolutely. I think obviously, I mean, you're gauging it on the Eric Ten Hag saga before obviously Amarin came in. Obviously, it's a new manager bounce, and obviously you see great results, fantastic. But it's only two games, so you can't really judge it based on that. But yeah, look, and then we got Fulham on the Sunday, I believe, at 1 o'clock or something like that at Craven Cottage as well. That'll be a tough game. Hopefully they play the same football they did against Spurs, where they completely capitulated and kind of just forgot why they were playing football, so we can play against them. But they probably won't. They'll probably turn up against us. It'll be a very big and tough game. But yeah, look, nothing to complain about this week.
Let me weigh in on the Arsenal West Ham game. No, I think I'm gonna praise the set piece coach for Arsenal because I saw him do things at corners I've not seen any other club do. So
Mm,
I mean that guy is definitely like a little gem for you guys, especially the amount of goals from corners and set pieces that have led to goals.
absolutely.
I think he's a very like valuable member of the team. My kind of problem with Arsenal lies with I don't know their antics on the pitch.
How do you mean?
Um, like a lot of like, and I see Man City do it as well, like throwing themselves onto the ground, trying to waste time and stuff like that. I mean, at 5-2, I saw Saka or 4-0 up. Saka was wasting time to go for a corner. I'm like, what's going on there? Like, you're 4-0 up, lad. Like,
Hmm.
I guess you take the foot off, but like, it was as if it was just the 95th minute and he was trying to waste time. And
Hmm.
then a lot of just throwing yourself on the floor, trying to waste time, trying to stop the game, stuff. Like, it's just like, just antics. It's just
So it's
like,
worked.
it works, but I don't like it. It's just not classy. I think it's like it's a classy way of winning that some clubs do, but I just don't think Arsenal really have that class, in my opinion.
I
So
mean,
no,
we could
when it
take it
just
back
shows
all the
from your
way.
manager and all these antics, like over the last few seasons, and all the touchline like yellow cards and bans he's got. I mean, it just like trickles down to the players, right?
I can't agree with that, unfortunately. I don't think there's a classy way to win the Premier League, unfortunately, with the way it's
Not
run.
classy, but it's just some weird antics,
You
throwing
have to
yourself.
have a lot of dark arts and luck on your side,
Yeah,
I think,
there
to
are
win the
dark
Prem.
arts involved, but you don't see. Do you see it as much with Liverpool? I don't know. Maybe I need to watch
Yeah,
Liverpool live this
you see it with
season.
every team,
Yeah,
But I
you
unfortunately.
feel
see
like
it with.
Arsenal do it a bit more, just a bit more. It's just
Yeah, I think you're trying to find any kind of source on us to try and to get
It's
pissed
just
off
just a
Tottenham
not
constant
supporters. It
really.
Arsenal
just, yeah,
hatred.
it's just, yeah. But look,
It's not Arsenal.
but
It's just what I saw in the ground and a lot of like fans
it's fine.
around
Look,
also
but yeah,
agreeing,
that's
which is
fine. But
fair
I guess
enough
it
and
works.
stuff.
It's on
But
my games for the fan, for the opposite fans and for the team then, because it annoys you, it annoys the team, so then they might make more mistakes, and then we can capitalize on
it's
that.
not classy, in my opinion. It's not a right way to play. But again, like, is what it is. If it helps you win, it helps you win, right? It's just
Absolutely.
maybe it's just not something I don't know. I agree with. I
I
don't
think
know.
And,
there's we
and
must we've probably tried the classy way before, but I guess we've not been treated well by the FA and by trying to do it classy, so we've had to go our own way. That's my
just to jump in at the end of this, Chelsea have just been drawn at home against Morecambe and Mere, so a bit of an easier tie for you than Man United.
I'll
look.
probably try to
Um,
get tickets for that game.
so what are your thoughts? Are you going to progress? Do you reckon?
Yeah, we'll progress.
Nah, Morecambe will
And,
do him.
Yeah.
Elliot, Arsenal, Man United. What do you reckon
Yeah,
for
we'll
you?
win.
We'll win.
Well, yeah. It depends on the Wednesday,
We are yet to be drawn out. We are getting to the end of it now. So
and you'll get Man
Man
City.
City
no,
at home.
Man City have already been drawn out to Salford at
Okay.
Um,
home. So
no.
we've escaped that one.
Wait,
And
to who?
Liverpool,
Southampton.
Salford.
Of course.
The only big quote unquote big team left in are Tottenham. Um, so yeah, Amir, take it away. Chelsea 3 Villa nil.
Yeah, a very, very comfortable victory. I've got to say a lot of positives to take from it. Cucurella, for example, Nicholas Jackson's finishing, Enzo Fernandez showing why he's probably one of the most informed midfielders in the league. Cole Palmer's finish, just a lot of positives to take from the game. I'm even a clean sheet. There were times which I thought probably Aston Villa should have scored with Ollie Watkins. We probably should have squared the ball in the first half. But a lot of positives to take. I mean, especially Enzo Fernandez's form at the moment. He's unstoppable. Cucurella's probably the best left back in the league. There's just a lot of Caicedo's probably the best DM in the league as well. I mean, just a lot of positives to take. Cole Palmer, after a couple games coming back, goal and assist. Nicholas Jackson's probably the most informed striker in the league as well. I don't think you can deny that. Very like doesn't taking his chances. It's just a lot of positives to take at the moment. It's just the defense is obviously a bit of a problem, which needs to be addressed. But midfield up for me, I think we're definitely looking like top four quality.
I mean, I've got a question because it's not necessarily about Chelsea, but it's about Aston Villa. Because I guess I wanted to see your kind of input on this because it seems to be Aston Villa have fallen off over the past, I'd say, what, 10 games? I mean, I could be wrong, but for some reason it seems to be like they've beaten Bayern Munich in the Champions League 1-0, and then they've kind of decided to drop off and
But it's
lose
showing
these
shades of
games.
Newcastle. Newcastle beat PSG, but then struggled in the league.
This is what I'm saying.
All
When you
these
when you watched
teams,
the
it's
game
like,
against Aston Villa, did you think it was like an easy game, or did you think there was some
no,
errors
I
from their
thought there was
part?
periods where they could have scored goals and it made it tougher for us. We didn't make it easy for ourselves. I mean, that Ollie Watkins chance, he definitely should have passed it or buried it. And there was a couple more chances at the end of the first half. So it's not like they didn't have opportunities. They definitely had opportunities. It's
Mm,
just we got lucky in them instances they didn't convert them and we kind of took ours. So
that's
there
it.
will obviously be a drop off with teams like Newcastle, Villa, if Forest end up in the Champions League because they don't have the squad depth and the budget to
I think
unfortunately like make their squads grow enough. Like us, we've got like about two, three teams, haven't we?
I know, yeah.
I was going to say like Villa did look quite poor. It's just whether that's just them being leggy, whether that was as you said like the season catching up to them already in November. They did look quite poor like throughout the game.
Yeah.
But that, as you said, they had chances. Watkins had a couple of chances and things like that, so it could have easily been a different game. But yeah,
But I don't
I
think
think
it's
they
a
looked.
bad assessment to say a couple of our players are probably the best in their position in the league at the moment.
Yeah, I think we discussed it last week or the week before. I think Caicedo's helped a lot by Lavia, like a
Yeah, but
lot.
we didn't have that last season though. Last season he was doing that whole running that whole midfield on his own.
No, but I think he looks a lot better with a player next to him,
Well, of course he would, or just having a
like
fullback
an
in the
assistant
midfield.
essentially. Yeah.
Exactly, you always need that. Like, I mean, you can't run a whole midfield on your own. And he was doing a lot by himself last season. But this season he's really shown Cucurella at left back, really shining. Enzo as well. We called him a flop and stuff, but he's really taken his own. Captain, scoring in his last two games, like very, very important to the team. Jackson, Palmer, we all know. I think a
So,
few of our players can definitely make the team this season so far, if we did the Premier League so far team this season.
Amir, what's your fixture list looking like for this midweek and on the weekend as well?
Good question. Off the top of my head, I can't
So
remember
look,
who we have, but let's have a little look.
so you got Southampton midweek,
Southampton, which should be winnable. We should be
and
winnable.
They've
then
got a few suspensions and injuries as well.
And
So
we got Tottenham on
Tottenham away, which will be a tough game for you boys because for some reason Tottenham go through like a volatile period. They always go on a high, on a low, on a high, on a low. They've just come off the Fulham draw, so that's probably where they're going to come back and go. We need to spank Chelsea now. So
I
that'll be a
think it's
tough
a
game
good
for you.
time to play Tottenham, and I also think away from home. I remember last season we had that crazy game, the 4 or 5-1 one,
That's
where
it.
they had like two red cards.
Hmm.
I think we'll do Tottenham as well.
There we go.
Yeah, I think we will.
so I mean the main talking point from the weekend obviously being Liverpool City as well, finishing 2-0. As we touched on earlier, City are losing game after game after game. So where do they go from here? And what did you two make of the game as well?
I feel
I
like
was
City
hoping.
will come back in form, to be honest with you. I think it's just a bit of a blip. I think in January they'll get a DM or whatever they need, and I think they'll be back, and I reckon they'll finish either first or second.
That's what we're going to say is stay humble, eh? It's all gone downhill ever since you said that
You've
to
been
us.
living on that for the last what month.
we cast some bad juju on him. Well, look, I have to be fair. I was hoping for a draw or something out of that because I guess you want to see something come off of Liverpool. They're dominating at the moment. Hopefully they go through a period. Obviously, no disrespect to them. They have the great season so far. They're playing good football, but I guess as an Arsenal fan, we're hoping for a drop off from their point of view so that we can catch up.
Yeah, we discussed it last week with Liverpool's like drop off. Like it happened. Was it last year with Spurs? It was the year before with Liverpool as well. Like it happens. Very few teams, as we said last week, can go through a season and lose one game or any game for that matter. Especially now with it being so competitive.
That's it. That's it.
Like even though it was a 2-0 and obviously Salah finished the game off quite late on. I mean, City didn't really threaten, but in another game they'd have had chances. But again, also on the other hand, Liverpool probably could have been 4 or 5 nil up within the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's true. It seems to be Salah as well is quite funny because he keeps obviously teasing with the media saying, "Oh, that could be my last game against Man City, so it's joyful to play and everything like that." I mean, it could be true. You might see him exit. He might go somewhere else, get a lot more money, cash it in while he can, while he's still in his peak. why not? But then if I guess if Liverpool managed to win a trophy or something, and it's mainly obviously due to his goals and assists, then why I don't see why they wouldn't offer him a
I think
contract
they will
extension.
offer him a contract extension. I think they
It's what I'm
should.
saying.
I
I
think
don't
if
see a
they're one
reason
or
why
two,
they wouldn't.
they would.
I would 100%.
I bet they've
He could be
already given him a
37. I'd
few.
do it.
They've probably given him a few contracts. He's just not accepted them, or there's
Yeah,
been disagreement. But he'll 100%, especially the form he's in at the moment.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's got to be
100%.
something.
There's some teasing going on, I think.
That's
yeah.
it.
I also think, as you said, like he's aware of what he is worth to Liverpool Football Club. Like, who else could they go and get? Because if they go out and get someone of the same caliber, or
There is no one on the same caliber,
this
is
is
there?
exactly the thing, they're going to have to be spending 150 million to potentially
Yeah,
hope that Mbappe does a lot
Rodrigo,
better than he
Try
does
you
at
could try and
Madrid
give
and
him
stuff like
Saka.
that. But you
Saka,
know what I mean?
Rodrigo, like which right
Like,
wingers would you
but
rather
again, you're
do?
spending upwards of 100 million plus the
Yeah,
wages of 300, 400 grand a week, which is arguably what they're offering Salah. It's not cost
Yeah.
exactly.
effective.
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
The
But
thing
they've
is
got to
that
kind of realise it as well, haven't they? Like it's kind of Liverpool is Salah and Van Dijk, in my opinion. They're like the two main go-to players for Liverpool at the moment in time. So if you take one of them two out, then obviously the other one might leave, and then Liverpool are kind of probably left in a hole.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, we've seen it as well. Like, not that not that a player makes the team, but you look at the difference with and without Rodri and things like that. And obviously, Amir, you're touching on if you take Caicedo out of the Chelsea team, like, obviously you saying he's one of the best or the best in his position, you feel that would make a massive difference and so on. Like
yeah.
this, it's strange considering teams like Arsenal and Liverpool and so on have, well, obviously Chelsea have and City, well, top six have massive squads. But you take one player out, like for
They're
example Spurs,
catastrophic.
yeah, it can
Yeah, but it
ruin
just
their
shows you
season.
how key them players are and how why they're worth what they're worth, right?
Yeah,
That's it.
it does show that, but
Absolutely.
again, because you've spent that amount of money on building a squad, it's strange that just one player makes a massive like that big of
I
a
get it.
difference.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I guess
It is strange, but
every team has it. I guess you can obviously build a good team around a great player, but to build a great team around like 11 good players is quite hard to do. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
it would
obviously
take
United had it in
years.
2008 when they had like Ronaldo, who was unbelievable, who's a great player. So they had to kind of build around him. But Rooney was obviously also good. You know, Vidic, Ferdinand, and
Yeah,
Roy Keane. But I guess you know, I guess Arsenal had it as well. We had to kind of semi-build around Henry. You know, I mean, we had to go another odd Bergkamp. You know, Sol we still had a good team. But what I'm saying is like those great players, those standout players that make the team, as you say. You know, Chelsea in the back in the day, you had Lampard and Drogba and Terry. Those are your
And
standout players.
Essien,
What I'm
uh,
saying is like those are the when you think Chelsea Football Club, you think oh Lampard, Drogba, Terry.
Ashley Cole,
No, you
Petr
don't.
Cech. You
Fraud.
do,
no,
Petr
You
I
don't
Cech.
think
think of
you
that
do.
fraud.
But again,
You don't think
that's
of that.
Chelsea out from Arsenal.
Nah,
I,
shut
I
up.
think we've all seen the video. We know what you're going to say, but
Yeah,
fair play for
yeah.
not.
I was loaded out.
Yeah. I think to bring us to the end of this episode, obviously we had a brief interruption for the FA Cup draw. Obviously, Amir, you're saying a Chelsea win. How far do you think you get in this tournament this year?
I think we'll reach
Arsenal and you'll
quarters,
lose.
quarters or semis, but I
And
think we could be
you
aiming
would
to win
say
everything. I think if we
you would
reach,
say that would be good enough.
I think if we win it, it's a success. I think Chelsea Football Club should be winning the FA
I tell
Cup.
you what, yeah, I was gonna say, I tell you what, I mean, I'm gonna spin it on you because I think someone kept asking me every week, are you gonna win the Premier and everything like that? If Chelsea go trophyless this season, is it a failure?
No, if we finish top four, no.
Okay.
Elliot, obviously, Man United at home. Do you reckon you get knocked out now? Where do you reckon? Where do you reckon? Do you win the whole thing? Where do you reckon it stops?
Who knows? Who knows? I can't. Obviously, sometimes you get teams that decide to turn up on the day. It's a 90-minute game at the end of the day. It's whoever
Enough of the
wins goes through.
cliches. Give me a round. Where do you reckon you're going?
Final, we'll win it. That's it. We're
You're
gonna.
winning it.
Yeah,
And
100%.
well, I mean, we've got Fulham away, so we're getting knocked out in the third round.
Oh yeah.
You gonna go?
I'll be there, but I'll be there to see my team get knocked out in the third round of the FA Cup again. I think that brings
That's
us to
it.
the end for this week, does it? Or have we missed
Yeah.
anything glaring? Cool.
No, no, that's all good. Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching, and until next week, goodbye.